Yo, we are back. Hey, look, it's been a while since I've been here, folks. So I need to reintroduce myself. I am the next manager for Man United. That's why I'm dressed up like this. Old Gunner is about to be gone, and I'm stepping in. JK, but I'm Terence Allen. Good to be here. And I got my guy, Jake, Jaxon, and David with me as well. What's going on?
Hey, man.
For sure, for sure. Well, hey, we have a lot to jump into. Um, and this is episode 13, by the way. Shout out to Giroux. Speaking of Giroux, Jaxon, you want him at your club? Yes,
No,
no?
no.
I'll take him at mine.
Hey, take him back. Take him
Not
back for sure. We got a couple games on our slate. We got a crazy weekend. You know, December has, what is it, like 20 or more games in 1 month?
Feels like it.
It's crazy. So we got Man U, Man City, Manchester Derby, Everton, Chelsea, Wolves, Chelsea, Leicester, Everton, and then a huge game, which will be on Wednesday, Liverpool, Tottenham. All right, Jaxon, what
Yeah.
you got?
Well, for the Manchester Derby, before I make my prediction, I'd like to say something about both teams.
For sure.
I like the way City's been playing. I think they're definitely a club that's been trending up because, like, a few weeks ago, we were mentioned they were like 15th in the table, and now they're 7th. Now their schedule has been easy, but they've been, doing the midweek games in Champions League and winning their group over there, going to the knockout stage, and they're just improving. I think they're forming an identity now since they're getting healthy players back, and I think Pep has really taken over, has done a great job for them. On the other hand, United is a club that I still can't figure them out yet. I have no idea. They seem to be on a different planet for every first half of a game.
Facts.
And you'd think old Gunner would wake them up in the halftime, in the locker room, but then they come out and then they're like still nothing. And then like the 60th, 65th minute, they're like, okay, we got to play.
So you're
And
saying,
they come out.
so
I
I
heard-
heard you say something, and the reason I'm stopping because I think it's important. So you
Yeah.
said old Gunner wakes them up. So you don't think it's the player's fault? It's a manager issue.
I know. I think it's just it might have something to do with the planning or just like Wolves. Like if I could compare them, Wolves has been a team that has struggled to score the first half. Where Wolves created chances though. United just looks absent from
Yeah.
the pitch. Like West Ham was the better team by far in that game Saturday, and then United was like, actually, we're gonna play. Our
Cavani.
players are gonna step up. Bruno, Rashford. We're gonna score some world class goals and go home happy. But then they lost. Then they lose to Leipzig. They gave up too many goals in the first half. Couldn't come back. And then now old Gunner's back on the hot seat. He's got a really big game coming up. You got to beat City. You just have to. But the deciding factor for me is that I see two clubs, one in City that's going up the table and one in United that's probably going to go further down the table unless something manager change,
Dang.
players start to play right. So for this one, I think City's going to get out on the front foot first and probably notch 2 or 3 goals first half.
Ooh.
I think United might come back a little bit, but City's just going to be too much. They won 4-2. Jake?
4.
Yeah, and you look at the table and City, they are 7th, but they're only 6 points off the top with the game in hand. Like they're definitely coming back, and I don't like you could say that's 3 points off the top with no game in hand.
Exactly.
Then they're right there. They're tied for 4th with Leicester with a better goal difference. So, man, this team it seems they've really figured it out. And United, the same Leipzig team that they thrashed knocks them out. And go back to episode 5, Terence, when you said I was a Manchester United hater when I said that, and they could get knocked out here, and they did.
Facts.
Yeah. The thing though, it is a rivalry. It's probably the biggest game in world football. Not so much these last couple of years. It's probably been Liverpool United, but this this is a big deal. So I've got City above them, but then it's the rivalry game, so I've got it even back up again. Man, I just think that this is the game. This is the game that Pep proves, hey, we're in this to win the whole thing, and Old Gunnar can go back to being the water boy at some German. So I'm going City 2-1. I don't feel too confident about a runaway, but I've got them 2-1 with maybe a late goal that you see for the rest of the time, like a Rooney bicycle or something, but this time for City. So
Hey, greatest goal. That's probably the greatest goal I've ever saw watching live. I saw that goal and I was like,
yeah.
golly.
But yeah, I've got it 2-1 City, and this is the end for Old Gunnar and probably Paul Pogba. But yeah, this is it. It's Real Madrid have been too long since they've spent money. So
Jay, I gotta jump in right here. You just put like an image in my head about Old Gunnar as the water boy for some German club. Just imagine just randomly watching like Werder Bremen play like Hoffenheim, and then you see like a little scuffle on the side. The fourth official is getting into it with someone. Now, who's he talking to?
yeah,
All the way back, and it's just Old Gunnar just sitting there, like third assistant, like goalkeeper coach or something, way down the totem pole. He's getting mad at the fourth official.
well, you think about it, he didn't get the
This is
job.
the downfall.
His famous career didn't give him the job. He is a Manchester United legend, scored the goal to give them the treble. Like, this dude, he's not a world-class famous coach. Like, this is a dude that gets fired. Honestly, maybe same as Lampard if something happened. Same as Arteta too. They are club legends. If they get fired, you're not going to see them go to a big league, a big five head coaching job.
Hey, I'm glad y'all mentioned that. We're gonna talk more about Man U in our next segment, but I think that's something we got to think about. Is like, I was thinking about it too. Like, how did he get the job? Was he really meant to keep it that long? Like, we'll talk about that. So I think y'all are making some great points. I think it's a series of unfortunate events when I think about Manchester United. David, Jake, anything else you want to add? 2-1?
2-1 City at least.
For sure. All right, David, second place. He's been killing it so far.
He won.
Oh, you won?
He won.
Oh, my bad.
I'm daddy. I'm grown. No, I'm gonna go with the 3-1 City win here because you guys are making some good points about the managerial spot, and the guy's awful. Just like you were talking, like when you guys were just talking about it, I was thinking it was just like Stevie G. He had to prove himself. He's in what?
Rangers.
Yep.
Rangers, not Celtic. Rangers. And he's going to work his way up. Prove that he can do it, and then he can go to a better team. This guy just got the job because Marino was not doing great, and then they got rid of him. They needed someone to fill in. That's what it felt like to me. So, But they've been playing. The City's been playing a lot better, and not only that, they've been playing better. Their players are coming back, and then you're having problems with United and Pogba and him wanting to leave, or his manager saying that he wants to leave, and then you got them just playing bad. You got Rashford trying to explain why they can't start off good in the first half. I mean, it's just nonsense. Just play better, but they haven't done it well. So I'm gonna go 3-1 City and see what happens.
Dang. So nobody's picking Man U. Well, hey, you know how?
Not
What's
this
up?
week.
I think you're gonna have to, so they don't win.
No, I got a 2-2 draw.
Okay, that's good enough.
And I really like, you know how I am about Man U. The people know. But so here's the thing. If you look at the last 27 matches, it's 12 wins, 12 losses, and 4 draws. So it's 12 wins for Man U and 12 wins for Manchester City and 4 draws. So it's pretty even around the board. And the last 2 games, Man U has won. And I remember the shock win during the bubble. Well, not the bubble, but during the Corona season, Man U beat Man City. And that was like City was kind of having a little funk. And I always, and the real reason I pick a draw is I told Jake this, I think, on that same episode. Old Gunnar never loses his sack game. Okay, so it's basically like this. The game he just lost was like, all right, we're writing the paper up, we're getting it ready. And then if he loses this City game, they stamp it and send it to him, it's over. But this is usually the game that he wins, and they're like, crap, we can't let him go yet. So I would not be surprised if United turn up, and then it's like, well, dang, what type of Man U do we have? But I'm going to go draw here. Not to play it safe, but I don't trust City. Like, this is City chance to prove it, like y'all are saying. And if they prove it this game, I think City will be something that we really got to watch out for moving forward.
It's almost like a continuous cycle. Old Gunnar just keep winning the sack game, but it's like if they crush City this weekend and then they play Sheffield midweek and Sheffield beats them, it's like their first win of the year, then you're like, do we wait? Do we fire him right now?
You got to cut him. That's what my club had. Arsene Wenger for 20 years. We finished top 4 12 years. There came a point when the cycle of mediocrity wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather fire him, get somebody else, and finish 8th with the chance to finish first, and then that's where we still are. But yeah, you just can't. Man, as Manchester United, they haven't competed for a title in years, and that just can't be like that anymore.
I mean, hey, look, we'll talk about it more. I definitely agree with that. The next game we have Everton versus my boys Chelsea. So Jaxon, what you think?
Well, I can't lie. About week 4, I was looking ahead at the Prem schedule, and I saw this game. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a good one. Because, this is when Everton was top of the table.
For sure.
9 points in 3 games. And I was like, Chelsea's going to be good. And I was like, I circled it. And now, it's kind of an underwhelming game to me right now because Everton's kind of hit. No offense, Dave will understand. Everton's kind of hit and miss. It just, and I'll get into it later when we do that segment. But they're just not playing the way they want to with their defense right now. Because they want to be all out in attack, but their defense is not letting them do that right now.
For sure.
And I see Chelsea as a club that continues to improve week after week with whoever they throw out there, whether it be Tammy Abraham, Giroud, whoever they throw at center back. It's just a solid, complete team that I think Lampard's doing a great job for Chelsea right now.
What'd you say, Jake?
Even Christensen can play center back right now. He got a clean sheet in the Champions League.
Mm-hmm. So with all that said, I'm got to go Chelsea here. I'm going 3-0.
Whoa, my Lord. David, you got to respond.
Look, I'm an objective person. Like all the picks I've made, I thought I've picked because I thought it could happen. So honestly, I agree with Jaxon. My team has plateaued and they've hit a spot where it has not been good. And it doesn't help that they had that drought of weeks when they had players out and from not injury, but from like red cards or whatever it was, and then I think injury or something like that. But the thing is that what was it when Diné was out? I think it was this last game that we drew. I think one person being out for this team affects how the formation lines up, and then that affects how everything goes. Diné was out, so we ran 3 at the back, and we had Iwobi but we ran 4 midfielders. And then, you're just that's not what you want to do.
I got
so, depending on who's playing, I'm going to go like a 3-1 loss for Everton.
No faith.
No, it's not. Look, I'm objective, bro. I tell the truth. Like, if I'm being honest, we should not win this game. If we do, more power to me. you know.
So,
but I'm gonna be more generous to my boys. I'm gonna go 3-2. My Chelsea.
Okay.
3-2 Chelsea.
I like it.
Terence, I'm going to come up. I got an analogy for you. I need you to imagine something for me.
For sure.
Before every game, there's a draw. You don't know your opponent till the week before. Okay. Say your team has been struggling with defending. They're spinning in the cup, and they draw a team. What's the one team you don't want to see? Okay. I mean, this Chelsea team, they're just going to run.
Liverpool. Yep.
They're going to run right over them. I mean, I don't know if Chelsea's defense, I always talk bad about it, and maybe there's a moment of brilliance, so I could say 3-1. But I just think that this Chelsea team, they're a team that you don't want to have to run and gun with, and with this defense, man, I think that Everton are going to have to score 4 goals, and I just don't see it happening. I've got 3-1 Chelsea here.
Dang. I like the confidence. So here's my thing. Chelsea supporter, love them to death. I think, and I don't like to say it's time for a draw or time for a loss, but our form has been very good. We haven't lost in probably, I think, like 8 games, because we drew in our Champions League match. But I don't know. It's like, I love our form, but this is a game. It's just like, what Everton are we getting? I know Everton has not been good for a while, but like Rodriguez, Carver-Lewin, like, there's so many pieces that if they show up, Richarlison, who has made an impact since being back, like, if they show up, they might be able to really terrorize our defense. But I'm going 2-1 Chelsea. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means. And but I agree with Jaxon kind of said. Everton's back line makes it just seem like Chelsea should be able to score and with ease. Because was it Burnley y'all drew to?
Yep.
Yeah, if Burnley scores, then we score.
And they scored in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm thinking you guys outpace us down the line. I mean, we have all of our people are slow. We have Dine, who's okay, but like Mina's slow, King's slow, Godfrey is supposed to be fast, but
yeah, I got you. Yeah,
y'all are just better.
I think Chelsea's going to dominate possession, and Everton will just look for it on that counterattack. But Chelsea
absolutely.
Defense.
I hate whenever we play a big team, we're going to do the over the top to Calvert-Lewin from half field because we're scared to try to keep possession of the ball and play the game. So
but I mean, Thiago's going to head that crap out every single time.
Oh yeah, the Brazilian wall, baby, for sure.
It's not going to work. It'll probably work once, and then.
Yeah, that's where my 1 came from for Everton.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, so the next game we're talking about the best club again, but we have Wolves versus Chelsea. And I know Wolves is in 10th, but we know who Wolves are. Jaxon, how are you feeling about your boys? No Raul.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to see Raul out of the hospital, back on the pitch, just to watch. He's not ready to go yet, and he won't be for a while. But it's just good news to see him out there. It just makes me feel good.
Sure. Yeah.
But how I'm feeling about this Chelsea Wolves game will be, I think, a lot. It's already a game because we got to play a game and then the game in the midweek. So like, if Wolves beat, because we got Villa Saturday, if we lose like 4-0 and look terrible, I'm like, I have no confidence going against Chelsea. But if we look amazing, and then I'm like, hey, we might can make it a little bit tougher for Chelsea. And then for Chelsea, it kind of depends on how the Everton match goes because, we're all predicting an easy Chelsea win, but if Everton just shows out and just like get on a roll. And so it's just hard for me to make a good prediction right now, but I think I'm going to go right now with on air a draw, a 1-1 draw.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Jaxon.
I'm never going to pick against my team. I'm either going to go full in or go very mellow with the draw. And I'm also going to we're not going to talk about the Wolves-Villa game. I also have Wolves-Villa drawing 1-1. So if it happens, Wolves back-to-back 1-1 draws, which would be good for our defense. Because our defense, as you can see against Liverpool, was not great. Cody made a huge mistake allowing that goal. And then, Liverpool just had that final ball, and we couldn't defend it for the next 3 goals. And we can't defend set pieces again. We gave up a corner to Arsenal. I think it was
Gabriel, I think.
Gabriel, yeah. And then we gave him another corner, a set piece goal. But the only hope for me is that after earlier in the season, we flash back a little bit when we played West Ham. West Ham towards the park beat us 3-0. And then in the next 5 games, we had 4 clean sheets. Defense was like spectacular. So that's what I'm hoping for. Defense turns it around as just Liverpool, just didn't have any answers for their attack.
But, man, I got a question for you. So who's the most – so, like, who are you counting on right now? Like, Raul, of course, was the bread and butter, your rock. But now who is taking that responsibility now?
For goals? You mean like for the attack?
Yeah, for the attack.
I don't think it should fall onto just one man's shoulders. I think it's going to be a team effort. I think just like getting Traore out, he needs to be explosive on the edge and cut in, do whatever he needs to do. Like against Liverpool, it seems like his only chance was to get down the line, make a move, send a cross, and then gets blocked.
Yeah.
And win a corner. And I just need a little bit more for Traore because I know he's capable of more. I've seen it. We all have. And then I think Neto, he's on his way up, and Potence.
He looked very good against Liverpool. Neto made one run, like, down the whole left wing, and I was like, this guy, he looking like Jota. I mean, a young Jota.
And I love him, obviously.
For sure.
But, yeah, I'd say it's just a team effort because now we just, it's just roll, What can Roll do? How many goals can Roll score this game? Now it's just like we got to play good as a team, and we got to be good in every aspect, every minute of the game to get points. Gotcha. Jake, are you going for Wolves again? You went for Wolves. You went to against my favorite against Liverpool, and then we let you down.
Well,
Terence's club.
The only reason I didn't three-peat was because I picked Wolves. So
you're gonna learn.
I believe I've learned now. I think that after that Arsenal, after the Arsenal game, I put them on a pedestal, and now that Liverpool brought them back to earth for me. They seemed that they weren't prepared to run with the big dogs, and I mean Chelsea and Liverpool. I mean maybe Tottenham, maybe City, like those. When you think of the biggest teams in the league, I got to put Chelsea right up there. So I don't see a Wolves victory here. I mean, they could draw, I guess, but I would probably go 2-1 Chelsea, maybe 2-0 Chelsea. For the show, I'll say 2-1. But it's just I can't pick them. I mean, I know that the Villa game will be important, but I just can't pick them to score a lot or to defend after you've given up 4 and scored none. So I expect this to be not much different. It's just like they didn't play badly against Liverpool. It was a mistake, and then they couldn't find the net, and then Liverpool they did what they do. That's why they're champions and Champions League winners. But yeah, I've got a Chelsea victory here. David
the GOAT. What we got?
Sure. I'm going to go with kind of on the same wave I was on with them playing Liverpool, but I'm going to give them a goal this time, and I'm going to give the other team another goal this time because that would have helped me win by more if I had did this. So I'm going to go 4-1 Chelsea over Wolves. Sorry, Jaxon, but I just don't.
I mean, that's a good prediction. I just don't see us giving 4 goals again.
Again, you said that last time, and y'all gave.
I did not. I said 3 last time.
Yeah, but exactly, y'all gave it more, so it's even worse.
I just don't see it.
Look, you didn't see the last one coming, but it happened. So
I definitely saw that one coming.
4-1. I'm gonna go 4-1, and it's just because they besides the fact that they lost the key player in the middle, and there is promise with the Potence and Neto. Traore doesn't do much down the line. He's kind of like a Sterling for me. He gets down there and he doesn't know what to do because I think it's on the right side and he's
on the right.
Yeah. And that's kind of hard for someone to cut in whenever you're right-footed and to cut into the left and you can't really use your left-footed because he's not really that technical, I would say.
Yeah. I agree.
And the other two are really good though. And Neto and Potence, I do like watching them play. I believe that they'll get a couple of chances, and they might finish more than 1. I honestly think they could finish a lot more than 1. I think it could be higher scoring than 4-1, but I feel like it won't happen. I feel like it's going to be a 4-1 loss for them. So, yeah, 4-1 Chelsea.
Woo! I'm loving it. Loving it. What's up, Jaxon?
Second half against Liverpool, Traore and Potence switched. So Traore would attack down the left, try and go against Calvin Phillips, I think was the Liverpool youngster out there, something like that. And it didn't work. Yeah. So I think he'll be back on the right. I wouldn't be surprised if he's running up middle though as our striker.
Put the fastest dude in the middle. It might work.
Yeah, just run past everyone and lace it. Yep. I don't care if it goes out of the stadium. Just put it on.
Man, so look, and this is crazy because I just feel like Wolves Chelsea or Everton Chelsea, one of these are gonna be a draw. Like something in me is saying one is gonna be a draw. But after listening to y'all, it's hard for me to. I was gonna say a 2-2 draw against Wolves, but I keep going back to like, how are Wolves gonna score? Like, they are not scoring since Raul, of course, and they really weren't scoring that much with him either. So I'm like, but some telling me draw. Can Chelsea win like 10 games unbeaten? They can. So I'm gonna go 3-2 Chelsea, and hopefully I won't regret it. But I just feel, I don't know. I just feel like I've seen Neto, I've seen Podent. Like the goals are gonna come for y'all. Also, the Wolves primarily usually have a good defense as well. I feel like that Liverpool game, I'm not gonna call it a fluke, but Liverpool was just hitting on all cylinders, man. But I'm gonna go 3-2 Chelsea, but I will not be surprised if it's a draw. But one thing I can guarantee is we won't lose to you, Jaxon. We won't. Next game, and this game is really tough. It's two teams that are overperformed at some points, underperformed at others. We got Leicester versus Everton. And Jake, I can't wait to hear how you feel about your Leicester boys. But Jaxon, what you got?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually didn't know this game was on the schedule so soon. But yeah, I don't know. Leicester just give me a weird feeling, with that loss to Fulham, and then they took a last minute like a brilliance from Jamie Vardy to beat Sheffield, who's just terrible this year, and then going up against Everton. I think this game might play into Everton's hand. It might just be Everton coming back from the dead after the Chelsea defeat, the Burnley draw, and I think they're probably going to bounce back. And I'd love to see Everton come out and look better. And then I just see Leicester. I don't know if they can string another game. I don't know who they play this weekend, but you guys can look that up for me. They play Brighton. They should
Yeah,
easily
they play
beat
Brighton. Yeah.
And then I just think that Everton would be a tough task for them to beat. I see Everton winning 2-1.
Ooh. Shout out to Chun.
Man, I do not want to pick Leicester. I picked a 1-1 against Sheffield, and I was right for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
They just don't. Man, I don't know. Like we called them, Terence, you called them Robin Hood. They are incredible on the road against the Big Six, and then they're terrible at home against the bottom six. I don't really know. Everton is exactly in the middle, so I don't know how it's gonna go. I think the Everton's game earlier in the week is gonna say a lot about. I'd like to wait to make a formal selection to get to see what they do against Chelsea first, but. Man, I could go draw here, I guess. These teams they're very similar for me right now. Both underperforming, maybe Everton are doing what we expected, and I just hyped them up at the beginning, especially when they went unbeaten and were first, top of the table for a minute. I don't know. I'd like to go draw here. I'll go 2-2 draw. Neither team has really impressed me enough to say anything else. I really don't want to pick either team to win, so I'll just go 2-2 draw.
Safe bet.
Scared, yes. David?
All right, David.
I think the Chelsea game is going to speak a lot. If we can do anything against you guys positive, whether they figure out, play good defense. When I say good defense, I mean y'all score a lot still, but it looks better. I don't know, but there's a way, I don't know. If we do any kind of decent against Chelsea, I think we'd come out against Leicester and we're like, we got a chance. And they should be able to put it together. Hopefully everyone's able to play. I think if we could try, this is bold. I think I would like to have Mina be subbed out for Holgate, and I don't know why, but I'd rather have Holgate in than Mina. Mina makes stupid decisions and he looks like a giraffe out there, really slow. But he does score his headers when he gets a chance. But I would like Holgate to be in there. I would like Dine to be back, and if we get, to hold it down in the back, I think we can get a 3-2 win, possibly. It'll be still high scoring. So 3-2 Everton, but it might change depending on how this next week goes.
True. I like that, man. Hey, I like it so much. That's exactly what I put. I put 3-2 Everton. But one thing that I'm forgetting fans. But I don't know if they're everywhere because I know it's based on the certain areas.
Yeah, they're going to be at the – if Everton is home to Leicester, they will be there in Liverpool.
So
It's
Everton's
the
away.
London-based clubs, the Liverpool, and then Southampton and Brighton will have fans. That's
All
it.
right. So Everton's away. So Leicester will not have fans.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, then I'm good with my pick. I'm going 3-2 as well. Really because I've been talking about Leicester for a while. Jake almost proved me right, and I was so mad. I was like, this man predicted this crap. But I'm seeing the Brandon Rodgers effect that I always see. And I think we'll talk about that eventually. But, like, sometimes I just wonder, is he a winner? Like, he can get you up there, but does he close the deal? He did it at Celtic, but that's Celtic. But really couldn't do it at Liverpool. Is kind of doing it now, but not. So I'm going 3-2 just because something's wrong with Leicester. I mean, something's wrong with Everton too. But if Leicester is barely beating teams, I think Everton can score because they have one of the top goal scorers. And I think this will be that bounce back game that David is talking about that we'll see from the boys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, last game. In a huge game, and a game that I kind of feel like is easy to predict, but then it's extremely hard. You got Liverpool without Van Dijk sitting at the second spot. And Jake, I'm coming at you because where are they in your top six? But anyway, and then we got Tottenham at the one spot playing each other.
Mm-hmm.
Jaxon, who you got?
Yeah, 1 and 2, and you would expect they'll still be there by the time they play each other Wednesday because Liverpool have Fulham and Tottenham have Crystal Palace, who I love.
CP?
No, but yeah, I'm really excited for this game. I'm afraid I'm going to be let down for another big matchup, though. I just look at the way Tottenham plays. They're just going to sit back, and I'm sure Liverpool's going to control the possession, and I think it might be like another very boring, but I mean, obviously the quality is going to be there. I mean, it's going to be probably easy to watch. Just seeing Son and Kane out there, and then Mane and Salah, and just honestly all of them is just fun to see in football right now. But I don't see any of these clubs. I feel like if Tottenham get out on the front foot, they're not going to be pressing anymore. They're just going to kind of sit back and park the bus. But I think Liverpool will get one later, and if anything, these teams don't want to lose any points for this match because, I mean, how close it is up there at the table. I know it's still early, but this game still matters a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going 1-1.
Kane and Son only scored 1-1 against no Van Dijk. I like the pick. I'm
telling you, Liverpool is still a really good team. They might not be a championship team club, but they're still very good.
I got you.
I'll give them the credit. And Tottenham's Tottenham. I can easily see them choking this one and Liverpool winning 3-0 or something crazy happening. But true. I'm going to go 1-1.
So what I've learned about Liverpool during this is that Van Dijk is a luxury. He's not a necessity.
Whoa!
The midfield is what dominates. Like that Leicester match, we were like, Jamie Vardy's going to run all over him. And then they didn't touch the ball for the first 60 minutes. So I just don't know. It's changed my mind on how important their defenders are to me. So I don't look at it and be like, well, Kane and Son are going to be running at some janitors. It's like I don't even know if they're going to get the ball with Liverpool's midfield and how they dominate. I want to be soft and say 1-1 here, but I just can't pick against Liverpool. I think I'm going to add them to the list of teams I'm not going to pick against.
I thought they were already there.
And what?
I thought Liverpool was already a team you're not going to pick against.
I mean,
they drew Brighton, and then you're like,
the Brighton game.
Well,
had to be Brighton.
I picked against them. I picked Wolves to beat them, but they're back on the list along with not picking Arsenal or picking Sheffield. So I'm going to go Liverpool 2-1 here. This is a very Spurs match to lose based on history, and this is a very Klopp match to win and turn around to the camera and so yeah,
Break his glasses. Yeah.
I think he's the best in the world, and be screaming and then turn and shake Mourinho's hand like the most casual handshake ever because it's Jurgen Klopp. Yeah, I've got 2-1 Liverpool here. I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch. David?
I have the same pick as Jake. I was thinking I wanted to pick a draw 2-2, but I was like, I don't like draws. I don't like picking draws. It's kind of whack. So it's hard to pick a high scoring game with Tottenham because Mourinho parks the bus. I was thinking last week I picked them to score a lot.
That's
and then
true.
I was they're up, and then they don't care anymore about scoring goals. They want to sit back and secure the dub. So I want to pick 2-1. Liverpool, though, not Tottenham. I believe Tottenham's going to try to push, but they're not going to be used to pushing that late, especially not as of late. So yeah, just 2-1. And then Jake, I have a question to your statement that you made. Do you think that it's you say he's a luxury, not a necessity? Do you think that changed because he got hurt, or is it because before when he was there, and Trent was there, it was easy for them to play out of the back, and the midfield was may have been the luxury at the time, but now it may have switched because they let's run it to the midfield now, and let's not let you get back there kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
It might have awoken a beast, man. It might have proven to Klopp what he has or what he needs to do. They've shown him that maybe it's almost given him a new style of football, this midfield domination kind of I don't know. I think that it'd be interesting to see if Van Dijk comes back, if they are it's the final infinity stone and they are unstoppable, because what if he has this dominating midfield and you finally get through it and then Van Dijk crunching tackles. It might be this unstoppable team. I don't know. We always say this, a team adds a player and you're like, well, who's going to stop them now? And then there's another leak opens up in the tire, but he was not a luxury before. I mean, they lost 7-2 with him, to Aston Villa, Jurgen Klopp is the reason why it's gone like this. I think he's the best in the world.
Cool. I agree.
Man, I wonder what Van Dijk thinks about that. He's a luxury. And then you have him for the Ballon d'Or too, though?
Yeah, before Klopp knew how to manage without him, yeah.
I got you. No,
the Ballon d'Or is real. I mean, the best player on the Champions League winning team.
Yeah.
Always what I thought it was. But
you can be if Lewandowski would have won, that's a luxury. Their team is Lewandowski's great, but their team is great too. So I understand. I'm just messing with you. I changed my pick from Tottenham to a draw. Now I'm at a Liverpool win. I really don't know what to do because I see two sides of the story. I see not Liverpool comes back to earth, but I think we remember Van Dijk is missing. I think we remember the injuries, and we see a healthy Tottenham win a close game. But then I also see what Jackson's saying, that this is Tottenham. Liverpool's at home with fans. Tottenham's not going to win this. And I think I'm kind of whirling with you, Jake. Until Liverpool proves me wrong, I'm going to pick them. But I think it's going to be 3-2 just because, you got Kane and Son. They can score at will. And Liverpool doesn't have the best back line at the moment because of those injuries. Also, if we're talking midfield, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Holberg and Dumoulin. So I think Liverpool has the better midfield, but Spurs can hold their own. An uninjured Spurs team, they're nice. They are nice. So I'm going 3-2 Liverpool. It's going to be a close battle. Well, folks, that is all the Prem picks we have for this upcoming slate. We'll be back next Thursday with some more games because the games are galore during December. But make sure you check us out on Instagram at Real Football Podcast and let us know what you're thinking about the games. And we'll make sure to let you know what happens when we return. Peace.
Peace.